Hey, Wayward Traveler. So we're going to be talking about something very important, especially if you're an expat or a person going to the Philippines or any other country like Thailand or South Korea, whoever you want to marry. That's a foreigner from the United States. This course just applies for people that are moving to the United States. I have no idea how it goes for other countries like Australia or France or Germany or any of these other countries. So we're going to be talking about what is known as a K-1 visa. If you ever watched that TV show 90 Days, you know what I'm talking about? So K-1 visa is a fiancé visa where if you're in love with a Filipino girl and you just love her so much and you want her to come to the US and live with you, you're going to need to do a K-1 visa. And I want to say right now, it is complicated. The US does not make it easy to marry somebody. So what are the first steps? What are your routes? What are you going to do? How long does it take? So you have different routes to do a K-1 visa. Now, of course, if you're in the Philippines, you can go through one of those like little agencies there that will try to process the paperwork for you. I have no experience about how those ones work. When I did a K-1 visa, I was in America and my wife was in the Philippines. And my wife just found out she was pregnant. So mine was a little bit complicated. So if your girlfriend or fiance is not pregnant and not getting expected to have a kid while doing the K-1 visa, it's going to be a little bit easier than what I went through. All right, so ways you can do it. Like I said, if you're in the Philippines, you can go through one of those agencies there. In America, you can go through an immigration lawyer. I'm going to say right now, immigration lawyers are expensive. And the K-1 visa itself with the green card is super expensive already. So in the end, ultimate end, you want your wife, let me cover this up. Your wife you want her to come to America. You want to get married. Now, so once you get to America, you do only have 90 days to get married. Most other countries give you way longer than 90 days, but America wants to make sure you're not trying to fraud the system. All right, so in the end, you want to do the K-1 visa. So how do we do the K-1 visa? All right, so I myself did not went through an immigration lawyer. I looked into it and it was super expensive. I'm gonna do a split screen right here. I went through something called Rapid Visa. It's a company here in America. I think they're based in Nevada or Utah, one of those, but I think it's Nevada. I went through Rapid Visa. Now they have different options for you. So I'm gonna show you here on the screen different options and a little bit about what Rapid Visa has to offer. So here we see the website I went through, Rapid Visa, joined more than 70,000 families. Rapid Visa has legally helped reunite in the United States. Now, they do many things, but we're going to be talking mostly about the K-1 visa. So here you see attorney reviewed, software complete forms, certificate for errors, our visa consultants, our former consular officers, exclusive support. Here we see the steps, USCIS phase, NVC phase, embassy phase. Those are the main things. Here's some like people, 99.97 success rate. So that's pretty good. So we're going to also talk about, here we see, we're going to go under the fiancé visa, K-1 visa. So here's what it includes right here, our premium service, personal consultation documents, money back guarantee. Now here we see what the cost is. Now I will say, if you're going to do this, go with the Rapid Visa, K-1 visa, and green card together. Yeah, it's a little bit more, but trust me, it will save you time. So here we see the standard, which is $1,028. We see the premium, which is $1,428. I went with the premium, which is way cheaper than any immigration lawyer. You can actually pay monthly. So it's $139 a month if you want to pay monthly. So that's a great deal. That is a very great deal. So next here we see the journey of getting the visa. Here we see receives USIC. Here we see you can read it here, how many weeks it takes, 14 months, 1 week. Embassy case number, U.S. Embassy contact, 1 to 6 months. Embassy contact with interview date, 1 to 2 months. And interview to K-1 approval, 1 to 6 weeks. So these are things you got to go through. It's very lengthy. It's very long. I would not recommend trying to navigate this by yourself. Get some help. Get some professional help. Either immigration lawyer or here, Rapid Visa. They did an excellent job with me, able to do everything I needed. So like I say, Rapid Visa is the way I went. And once again, this video is not sponsored by Rapid Visa at all. I'm just giving you my personal experience using them. They did a great job of making and checking the paperwork, coordinating with my wife in the Philippines. Everything that we needed done was done. Now, of course, my journey was a little bit different since my wife was pregnant. She had a baby during this journey, so we had to do other things, other steps for that. And I'm going to do a different video about if you have a baby born in the Philippines and the steps you need to do for that, to getting the child born abroad certificate from the U.S. Embassy, getting the U.S. passport for the child, and how to allow the baby to exit the Philippines using the American passport, unless, of course, you get a Filipino passport, which I didn't do. But it's a complicated thing, but that'll be a different video for later on. So in the end, you have lots of paperwork, and it's like all this stuff. We got U.S. immigration forms. This is all the paperwork we had to do that they sent us. Now save all this paperwork. So when you do the green card interview, they may ask for this. Let me see. Oh my God, look at all this. This is all the paperwork right here that we had to do in order to do her K-1 visa. So trust me, you do not want to do all this paperwork by yourself. Just let you know, if you are going to do a K-1 visa, there is a financial obligation you must meet. You must make at least $26,000 a year, I believe, in order to even qualify for a K-1 visa. If you don't make $26,000 a year, you're going to need to get a family member that does make that amount and do what is known as an affidavit of support. That means that they're going to co-sponsor your fiance. But the thing is, if they do it, they will be legally responsible for your fiance the entire time she's in the U.S. or he's in the U.S. if you marry a boy, you know. So these are very complicated things, but like I say, I would recommend Rapid Visa. They have a monthly plan, so I think I paid mine over 6 months. But like I said before, I truly recommend getting the premium aspect, which is about $1,400. They help you through the K-1 visa, and then once you get to America and you get married, you submit your marriage certificate to them, and then they'll automatically start processing the aspect of getting the green card. The green card and the work card. So there's two different ones. So in the end, you're going to get what is on here. This is my wife's. This is a work authorization card. You'll get this first before you get the green card. This allows her to work in the U.S. And it's very complicated. Even most jobs, when my wife first got her job, most people didn't even know how to even use this right here. They knew how to do the green card, but they didn't know how to do the work authorization card. But in the end, your main goal is to get this permanent resident card for your fiance. Now, when they give you this, this is only good for 2 years. 2 years. Then they're going to reevaluate you and say, okay, are you still married? Or is this still a legit marriage? And then they'll issue a 10-year one. And honestly, I have no idea what happens after a 10-year one. I guess they assume that everybody that wants to come to the U.S. to live as a spouse wants to become a U.S. citizen, which is not true. My wife has no intention to become a U.S. citizen. She doesn't want to be a U.S. citizen. She just wants to come here to work, go to school, then ultimately move back to the Philippines and live in the Philippines. That's why I always thought it was the weirdest thing about the U.S. They think just because you married a U.S. citizen and you would want to live here and work here, you want to be a U.S. citizen. That's not always true. But these are the ultimate things you want to get right here. I'm going to just show it really fast so you can't pause it and see the information. But yeah, in the end, that's what you want to do. Get the work authorization card and the green card. This is the way I did it. Now, once you get the embassy interview set up, Rapid Visa is going to give you all the paperwork that you need to take with them. All the paperwork from here. But there's also paperwork you need to get in the Philippines. My wife had to get clearance saying that she could be married. I think it's from the PSA, Filipino Statistics Authority, showing that she was not married or has never been married. She also had to go to the NBI which is the Philippines version of the FBI. Now, that's the thing we forgot to do. On my wife's original K1 visa interview, we got rejected because she did not have her MBI. But lucky for us, they told us all we had to do was get the MBI, mail it back to them. We didn't have to go back in for an interview, just mail it back that document we were missing, and they will approve it. So me and my wife, we were rushing. I was only there for 30 days. So we rushed there. We got the paperwork from the MBI. Well, we filled out the paperwork, but then they told us that we couldn't pick it up till Monday. So we flew back to Kapulkan for a weekend. They came back on Monday, got the paperwork, went to Robinson's Mall, mailed it to the U.S. Embassy, and within a month, my wife was approved, but COVID-19 hit. So that delayed the actual shipment of it. And then when I went there, I tried to fly, help my wife with some paperwork and stuff to get out of the Philippines. But like I said, that's going to be a different video, but that's a whole complication. But we had a lot of complications. But I'll give you that information on another video when you have a child born abroad and how to deal with that. And I'm also going to give you more information in that video about how your wife and child, or just your wife, has to exit the Philippines. They have this whole little like conference meeting thing that every single Filipino that goes overseas has to go to about what are your legal rights when you're in this country, telling them, oh, make sure you send bayan boxes to your family to help support your family. It's like so hard to get out of the Philippines as a Filipino. But anyway, I hope this helped you understand a little bit about how to do the K1 visa. But like I say, it's complicated. I can't really explain it all. But if you go through an immigration lawyer or a list right here, Rapid Visa, I highly recommend it. Great people, 24/7 support practically. Call anytime. They helped me get my wife's K1 visa, helped me fill out all the paperwork, helped to make sure the paperwork is correct. Since you're paying them the money for the green card K1, you don't got to worry about sending the money to the immigration here in the U.S. They do it for you and so that's amazing. It is complicated, but they make it easy to go through. So I would highly recommend them. But like I say, definitely go with the K1 and green card combo premium. For $1,400, that is not that much. Way cheaper than any immigration lawyer you can get. Probably even cheaper any place you get in the Philippines. But anyway, I hope this helps some people. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below and I'll try to answer them the best and as quickly as I can. Once again, thank you for joining me on another episode of Wayward Traveler. Until next time, travel on, travelers.